Hello and welcome to another episode of Chaos in London. We lay our scene in the bowels of a certain mausoleum where members of a certain Italian family meet to conduct their business. Newly arrived in the city is Maria Giovanni, fresh from meeting with the esteemed Malkavian seneschal, and now come to meet with her family. Um, she's arrived at this mausoleum. She's been appropriately shown in, given due courtesy, asked briefly to wait, very briefly, in her status, and is then shown into a office. Um, in that office is another woman. She rises as you from the desk as you enter.
Okay. Does Maria recognize her?
After the instructions anyway. You probably you may have heard. I don't think you know her personally, but you probably heard. Big family. You would have heard of her. Welcome to London, Maria. Please make yourself comfortable. She's openly wearing a ring on her finger with the Giovanni family seal that marks her as a member of the family.
Okay.
A pleasure to meet you. I am Carlotta Giovanni. I arrived in this city a few months ago myself.
It's nice to meet you as well. It's about time I finally get to see you face to face.
I don't know what you've heard. I am in a unusual position. There are those, there's those who call me the handmaid of Uncle Aggie. He doesn't like that term. But there are perhaps 5 or 6 others of the family in this city. Until I arrived, the city was led by a Mr. Milliner, who handled the worldly affairs. He had with him some 3 or 4, shall we say, specialists that handle more esoteric work. None from the family proper.
Oh.
Recently arrived also is Ali Duncerne from Scotland. Something of a black sheep, I gather, but I have found her to be competent so far. I have had a busy few months in this city. I am pleased to have a dear relative here to keep me company. Smiles. And I would be pleased if you take charge of our family operations in this city.
Certainly, if that's what you'd like.
I would like that. I would be. You can contact me if you need advice on certain matters. I'm sure the milliners and others would explain the details to you. They have followed due protocol in my dealings with them. I have no special complaint. I do have certain matters of my own, which I think it's best I continue to deal with. I will inform you should the need arise, because I would not want us to tread on each other's toes.
Okay.
As long as you're, but I am, as I said, I am happy to hand over control of our operations in this city, as long as you allow me to pursue my own projects.
Be completely fine. Is there anything you need help with, but beyond the?
Think for a moment. There are a number of matters which would benefit from assistance. Yes. Where do your talents lie?
Specifically, necromancy, this sepulchre path, and the bone path.
Splendid, splendid. Um, I have been made aware that there is a group. I haven't encountered them myself in person. I'm told they appear to be skeletons. Yes, I know that's not a very good description. They've been hanging around shopping areas. They've been both abducting prospects, both living and dead. Naturally, we're concerned about the competition.
You said skeletons?
That was how they were described to me. I'm not quite sure how seriously to take that, or whether it's some kind of disguise or simply a reference to a costume or whatever. Again, I've not been able to make any headway on pursuing that matter. Perhaps you'll have more luck.
I have a man who might be able to look into it. It's odd, and they're hanging around shopping areas.
Yes, that was the information relayed to me. I'm sorry. There was much going on in the city. In the west, there is what was it called? Hampton Court. Hampton Court. It was that place where Trump visited a month or two ago. Walked in front of the Queen.
Oh yes.
That place. There was a place of power there held by werewolves. A few months ago, they lost it to their enemies. Beings known as Femori, I'm told.
Have we had any contact with them?
We've had different members of us have had contact with both sides. Our plan is to play it to our advantage. We can sell aid and support to both parties.
Sounds reasonable.
Ali has some contacts with, shall we say, the currently winning side. I will allow her to fill you in on that.
Okay.
What else is afoot? There have also been talk of red street preachers. They appear to be men clad in red, though I've also been told they're some kind of corrupted werewolf. They've shown the power to drain the rage out of werewolves. I want to take them away and fix them. I'm uncertain of their position towards your kind.
I wasn't aware such a thing was even possible.
Quite. There are werewolves. There are still a few werewolves in the city. At least one of them openly says they will kill vampires on sight. Well, at least wait till they step outside and then kill them.
Interesting.
So you should be careful of that. I believe Ali has made contact with one of the Tremere. Again, I'll leave it up to her to brief you on that.
Very well.
Since I haven't had first-hand contact. For my part, I am mostly operating under a craft name, and I am keeping my connection to the family discreet. If I meet you in public around others, I will pretend that this is our first meeting.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to make a perception plus medicine roll?
Sure.
We'll say diff 7. 7.
Okay, give me 1 second. One. One success.
Okay. You notice that, I mean, most of the Giovanni vampires you've met, obviously, as I described earlier, they blatantly get a natural vibe off them. They clearly don't feel human. This person in front of you, you do not get that same vibe from. This person, they're speaking, they seem to be keeping an incredibly good act at being human. There's some colour in their cheeks, which might be more than just makeup. They're pretty breathing when they speak.
The Giovanni don't usually place ghouls in positions like this, would they? I would assume not.
Think how can I answer that? Obviously, a ghoul is. I mean, Giovanni do routinely ghoul people prior to the embrace. That's a standard.
Yep, Paradox Kiss and all that.
They were not going to put a ghoul in charge of London.
Right.
that would be a bit strange. But then, of course, you could argue that even a Giovanni ghoul of the family would still outrank all the people who aren't really of the actual family,
right?
Like the Milliners and Dunsans. So yeah, theoretically, a Giovanni ghoul would outrank an elder of the Milliners. Where were we? Yes. So I'm sure there are various other small matters. I will arrange to send you appropriate files, which I've been assembling on the various night folk in this city. There is a location in the south of the city known as the Belladonna Bakery. I wish that location to be left unbothered at this time, as part of my own plots.
Okay. That is fine.
For my part, I have some familiarity with the law of the different night folk. If you require assistance in that matter, as I said, you can certainly call me, and I will do my best to assist. Is there anything else any other questions you have?
Let's see. We covered the werewolves, and what was her name again?
Ali Dunsern.
Ali Dunsern. Yes. She'll fill me in on that.
Yes, and the Tremere.
Tremere. How's the spirit activity in the city with the wraiths?
This is a very old city. There certainly are a great many wraiths. 8 million living souls produces a lot of dead ones. For the specifics, you'd be better speaking to the clan necromancers. There are a few of them specialists here, as I say. They will be. I've only been in the city myself a few months. There have been some quite blatant problems with spirits of a different ilk. um, nature spirits, you might call them.
Really?
Yes.
Don't hear that often.
No, it is not something which our clan has the same background with. Again, there is particular problems with some powerful spirits, which are manifestations of the seven deadly sins. I'm not aware if any of them have been particularly bothering vampires of either the Cameron or the Anarchs. As I say, those are not areas I have been involved in.
Let's see what else I want to know about. Is there any activity from the Sabbat in the city?
None that I've heard of. Oh,
Good.
no, no, nothing particularly relevant. I met someone who had some contact with them in New York, but no, nothing in this country. They are not believed to be a significant force in this island.
Okay. And I heard Anarchs were mentioned as well.
Anarchs do have claim past this city, I gather. Again, you'd be better off speaking to Ali. And then there you go. And that said, I mean, I don't think has been here much longer than I have, but she moves in different circles.
What do you know about the prince in the city so far?
I've had no contact.
Okay. And the seneschal, anything there?
I have had no contact with the Camarilla in this city.
Okay. See. So, what has she heard about her in character?
Oh, do you want to make a roll?
Yes.
With new intelligence plus Giovanni law, I guess.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Is your character actually from Venice?
Yes.
Okay, obviously that's England. Yeah, we say diff. Well, good. So yeah, go on. You go diff 5, given you're from the same city. So.
I got 2.
2. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. You've heard the name Carlotta Giovanni. Yes, you've heard she's got almost a title as Augustus's handmaid. As in, you know who Augustus is, I take it.
Yeah, Uncle Aggie.
Yeah, just checking it. Fine. What to say about her? You'll know she's got some very. She clearly has status and position in the clan, but it's a weird verse. Like she hasn't got a regular position as such. If that makes sense.
Okay.
As in, she was born in Venice. Yes, she's clearly. Yeah, she's clearly a pure blood Giovanni, and she's clearly got a strange she's got status, but not a fixed role. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Anything else to say on her about it that you might have heard of? Two successes. You haven't heard. What would you have heard about her? You haven't heard if she's a made man, as they would say, if she's been embraced. And if you have, you definitely haven't heard who a sire would be. Beyond, so
okay.
She is, but also like you, she is speaking. In fact, she's probably having this whole conversation in Italian because why not?
Yeah, because yeah.
Yeah. She's, okay. So, I do expect we'll be working well. So we try to have a meeting once every few weeks, so we can talk over what's happening, and there may be more details I can fill in on as they become relevant. And there may be some small requests I have from you.
Certainly. You said you were doing a craft mage?
Beg pardon?
You said you were working with the
I am operating under a craft name. So I can hardly go around and introduce myself as a Giovanni, now can I?
Well, no.
I'm operating under a craft name going about certain other projects, which do not particularly concern Kindred Affairs. We can't get breaking that promise, now can we?
No. As I've been reminded of tonight several times.
Well, and so no, I'm pursuing some other avenues and have my own projects to work on. So I don't expect it to be particularly well. I expect our tasks may intersect. That's why we need to stay in contact. But they're largely running parallel. Ali's talents, I believe, are somewhat more physical than yours, if you have need of such.
I always have need of such things.
For my part, I'm not. So we say I have my own talents, shall we say. Well, I've been pleased to meet you. I mean, is there anything you would like to tell me about your plans or what brings you here?
Going to look into the spiritual issues going on, see if it's having any bleed over effects with the rates. More curiosity than anything else. But I have some land that's believed to be haunted, usual fare.
Well, there are plenty of haunted sites, I'm sure. Well, as I said, I'll let you arrange your meeting with Ali and the specialists, and you can take proper stock of what the situation is, and perhaps we can meet again in a week or two when you're a little more settled in, and then we can talk more seriously about future plans. But as I say, the kind of affairs of the city are your responsibility. I'm only here to assist and advise.
That's fine. Let me see. Anything else? I'm going to look into the, you said shopping centers? Has it been the same one for the skeletons?
The information came to me from Mr. Milliner.
Okay.
It's vague. I regret it's vague. As I said, I've been too busy to actually actively pursue it. Perhaps you can have better luck than I have. If you should encounter these spirits of sins, the ones that I'm familiar with have not been physically dangerous, but be careful not to have any dealings with them. If you can, better probably not engage in any conversation.
Yeah, I believe that'd be for the best, considering what they are, or what they claim to be.
No, I have no particular reason to doubt they are what they profess to be or what they are reputed to be.
It's very strange, but it doesn't surprise me considering what's out there.
Well, the world is full of spirits. There are far more than simply those of humanity. Just because it is beyond the reach of our clan's talents does not mean does not exist.
I wonder. You said Ali made connections with the Tremere.
She mentioned a meeting with a individual Tremere, runs an occult shop.
I wonder if they have had any
Possibly.
run-ins with the spirits.
You would have to meet. I suggest you meet with her and consider carefully our best way forward with this matter of the Tremere. Are they a serious rival? Are they a potential ally? Would it be beneficial if you or her was to simply eat the Tremere?
Do you have any idea how many they number in the city?
No, I have not had any direct contact with them myself. I would assume there are a great many, but I know from what I know of history, they have had them suffered greatly under Mithras. So they have for a long time they have been the enemy here.
Could be useful.
Yeah, we would have to decide where. Not that we would get involved, obviously, but given the Tremere historically have been seen as the foreign power and are now seen as the now it is the Venture who are on the outside.
Yes, I heard a great deal of that tonight as well.
The power, the balance of power has shifted, I gather.
Mm-hmm.
You must decide how we can profit from this.
I have to learn more about her to see what she will entice her.
But the family have sent you here. I have no doubt, therefore, you are someone who has the suitable capacity to get this done well.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the benefit of me here to give you some small advice or assistance as needed. And frankly, I am happy that to have someone else able to actually oversee the clan. As I said, I'm really far too busy with other projects.
Well, as I said, if you need any assistance or anything, let me know.
Yes, I will. Well, we'll have to have she rises to her feet. Well, we'll have to have a welcome party for you as well, so you can get to meet all the family here.
That'd be lovely. All right, well, she'll get up. All right, I will, I assume you'll give me, Miss Allie's contact information, or have her contact me?
Certainly. She gives you a phone number.
Okay, she'll take it.
And her own phone number as well.
Okay.
See. How about lovely to meet you, Maria.
You as well.
Sorry. Carlotta's actually appearance 4, I think. Didn't put it up on the bar. She reached out to give you a almost sisterly hug.
Okay, she'll return it.
Okay. She feels quite warm.
What's See, that's the thing. There's no it's the thing with vampires. There's no freaking aura perception. Well, no, there is. Auspex. I don't have that. I don't have that.
So, well, I'll leave you in the capable hands of the milliners then.
Righty. All right. Well, you have a good evening.
Okay. And with that, she'll go our separate ways. Thank you, Pleasant Player. Thank you, watchers, watching this episode of Chaos in London.